Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday show that we call, in case you missed it, hard to believe we're already up to episode 45. See, the mind is still messing with me. 45, hard to believe. Titled tonight's episode, Turning the Titanic. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Let me get the banner up. Before we go too far in the show, let's say hi to the Gorilla Gang, the people that are channel members that support the channel behind the scenes. We've still got 27 of them. We'll start with the original channel member since we started doing channel memberships about 5 months ago. We've got Ramon, Robbie Ross, Corey Oatley, Midlife Trucker, Smaller Hauler, Oaser DM, Roger Berry, Armando Perez, KC, Skyhook Trucker, a trucker named Tim, H-Man, 18-Wheeler, Jordan B, P.U. Patel, No Fear, Davenport Family, Mark Ely, Racing Ray 28, Lance Calhoun, Adam, Mud Truckin', Truckin' with the Fly Rabbit, RGB, Gary Cook, Caddy Wampus, Russell Freight Services, topping out the 27. So appreciate all y'all being here. So a lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions, and as I was thinking about it today, I thought, what better analogy than turning the Titanic? The Titanic, as you know, is a ship that sank and hit an iceberg. I think we're all familiar with the story. And a lot of people thought I was on the Titanic. They thought several times in the past 12 months, they thought my life was over, that there was no way I was going to recoup from all of this. And especially now with all that's going on, how could Todd possibly overcome all of this? And today, a lot of really, really positive things happened. Several of them I'm not allowed to talk about yet. But I think probably within the next week or so, I'm going to have a lot of really positive information to share with you. It looks like kind of what I was telling you originally, that there probably won't be a one-size-fits-all solution to my situation. It's probably going to be several things that lead to how I get out of this. But we're slowly turning the Titanic around. Things are going to work out, and I appreciate all the prayers and optimism, and so things are going to be fine. Several of you helped out through the GoFundMe and through some of the others, the Venmos, the PayPals, the Cash Apps, even got a Zelle in there. I'm not going to make the show about that today, but I will put the link up for those that don't have it, and I may put it up once or twice more during the show. You guys have been a lifesaver. It really goes to show you a lot about how the trucking community is, that, you know, when somebody's in a crunch, we all come together and help each other out. And it reminds me, it's kind of reminiscent of the old days of trucking, where if you had your hood up in a truck stop parking lot, people would come over and say, "Hey, driver, is everything okay? You need something?" Or before cell phones, especially, if you blew a tire out, people would pull over, cars and trucks. "Hey, you need help? You got somebody coming?" The CB was active. People were talking, helping each other out. Quite frankly, I miss those days. It was nice at night if you were driving, you were tired. You get on the CB and find somebody to talk to and make it through the night, get to your delivery. And I think this new generation doesn't realize what they're missing. But anyway, enough of my rant. That was it. I just wanted to let you know that a bunch of positive things have happened. My wife got out of work early today, so we're going to be packing and moving, trying to get out of this travel trailer. I think they're going to come get it Monday. I waited on hold about 45 minutes today, and they never came on the phone. So I'm going to have to try to call them again tomorrow and find out exactly when they're coming. But I'm really, really encouraged by what I've seen, especially this morning. It's a whole new day for sure. And it looks like first in today was Roger Berry, who's a channel member. He says, yes, sir. And then Robbie Ross, who's also a channel member. Hiya, friends from Portage, Wisconsin, on a quickie to Indiana. Got a couple of trailer issues to deal with. Yeah, another good friend of mine, I think he'll pop in here in a minute, called me a little bit ago. He's having trailer issues as well. And sounds like he's going to be on the road on the side of the road for a while with the trailer. I offered to come get him if he needed me to. And he said, well, if they just tell him where to drop the trailer, he could bobtail back to Lubbock. So he's taken care of. He's in a safe place, things like that. So, yeah, it stinks. This must be trailer breakdown day. Roger Berry, channel member, says, hey, Gorilla Gang. Hello to you, sir. And channel member Gary Cook. Hello, everyone. I'll be listening from Baytown, Texas. Good old Baytown. They've got some quality truck stops there. Lance Calhoun, channel member, hurry up and get on here. It's almost my bedtime, LOL. Yes, sir. It's nice to know that no matter how bad my health gets, I can still produce videos that will help you guys sleep. So that's always good to know. Corey Oatley, channel member, greetings from Georgia. Yes, sir. Thank you for being here. And Ramon, channel member, says he's here. How are you feeling, my friend? My grandson Angel is here. He says we will be in town with our dad tomorrow. I will try to get down there if I can. We've got to be out of this travel trailer by Monday, so we're frantically packing. And I've just got tomorrow and Sunday, I think it is, to have any help from my wife because she's working the rest of the time. And so, but maybe we can sneak away for a couple hours and go down there and see y'all. It's been a while. I'm ready to see y'all again. Red Raider Reloading. Hello, everyone from the side of the road in BFE. Yeah, Red Raider is my friend I was referring to that he was broke down on the side of the road with the trailer issue. See if I got my hat straight. Red Raider, I don't know if you're comfortable saying on here or not. Did they say how long it's going to be before they can get somebody out to you, or is this going to be an all-nighter, or are you going to be gone pretty quick? Roger Berry, channel member, I got back to Lexington for the week, 2,376 miles, only 38 of them empty, not a bad week. No, that's not bad in this economy. There was a time when we would have complained about 2,300 miles a week, almost 2,400 miles a week. But in this economy, that's not a bad week. Wow, we're starting the show early. Not even 10 minutes in, we got our first super chat from Axel Blackblade, $25. A little more help for you, Todd. How are you holding up? Man, I'm a lot better today. As you can see, I still get tongue-tied, but things are slowly coming into place. Working on the housing situation, all of that. I did want to clear some of that up. After I got off the last video, my uncle called me and said we could stay with him for a few days if we need to. So we do got a place to go, and it's mainly just till an apartment opens up where we're trying to move to. So we're also waiting on that insurance check, and so just a lot of things going on. But yeah, I appreciate that. That definitely helps. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Red Raider Reloading says 2 hours. Man, if they can get you going in 2 hours, that'll be awesome. I think they've opened a can of worms that it's going to be a little more than what they think it is. Red Raider Reloading says he's got another hour or so. There you go. Nothing beats sitting on the side of the road. At least your truck runs, though, so you got air conditioning and hopefully you got some snacks and water and stuff like that in your truck, or you're near somewhere where you can get those items. Gary Cook, channel member, how's the job search going? Did you say you have your own shop? Yeah, I've had, well, for almost the entire length of time I've been doing YouTube, maybe the whole length of time. No, not the whole time. Paula, how long have we had the shop? 2 years? 3 years? So that'd be 3.5 years. So I've had that shop about 3.5 years. It's 15 by 50. You guys know when I had the Corvette and the cop car, that's where I kept them mostly. Now it's housing all of the contents in here just as quickly as I can move them over there. They're working with me on paying them and stuff since all that's happened to me. So they're giving me a little leeway on the payments, allowing me to pay them when my insurance check comes in. So that helped a lot. That's a big stress reliever. Robbie Ross, channel member. I'm WTG. I'm wanting to go 2 to 4 hours before Petro gets me in 2 hours in. Oh, waiting to go. Okay. Hang on. My brain is still not working. Let me catch up. He's waiting to go in 2 to 4 hours before Petro can get him in. He's 2 hours into that. So hopefully within the next couple of hours, they'll get him in to get his truck looked at. I think he's just getting some services and stuff done. Gary Cook, channel member, you should open a truck shop or rent it out. So a couple problems there. For one, it's not air conditioned or nothing like that. It gets really hot in there. I don't believe they allow commercial activity in that shop. I've worked on my own personal stuff in there before, but it's enclosed in a gate, a secured gate where, you know, customers couldn't come in. Second thing is my son operates a very successful shop that if I wanted to do that kind of work or felt like I could do that kind of work, that would definitely be an option. Little scared to turn wrenches, do mechanical stuff, because if you'll remember, that's what triggered my strokes the other day. Just the heat and the lifting the heavy stuff. It could be pretty dangerous. I don't want to get injured. My mind is supposed to come back online in the next 6 to 8 weeks. So I've just got to survive that long. But it's looking like, and again, I've been asked not to give specifics yet, but it's looking like that some stuff is going to come down the line that's just right for me personally and for this channel, stuff that I could easily do and that would potentially make me more money than trucking did. And so I don't want to give away too much yet, but I would just say hang in there with me. And the third problem with using that shop, even if I could, is it's fixing to be full of everything from this camper because they're coming to pick the camper up Monday. The camper had $51,000 worth of water damage. And that was just the estimate. And you know how the estimates go. They're always more than that. They said they would actually have to ship it back to Indiana to the factory for repairs. So it's getting sold at the auction. I was on the phone with them today. We're trying to figure out when they're going to come get it so that I can have it empty by the time they get here. Red Raider reloading, me too, but I'm not the brains of the operation. Yes, sir, I agree with you. I would just tell you to be careful because if something goes south, it's your CDL on the line. So if you get, and I don't mean nothing bad. I mean, if a DOT pulls up and does an inspection on you when you leave there, then you'll be the one put out of service. And they'll say, well, you shouldn't have drove it. Why'd you drive it? So just be really careful. We've all done stuff like this. And, you know, sometimes you get away with it. Sometimes you don't. But I just hope you get through it okay, man. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Let's see. Red Raider Reloading. I stopped and got barbecue and Dickens. So I'm full. I have a trailer full of food and water if need be. There you go. Yeah. They might frown on it a little bit, but you do. This is where you can tell my stroke is kicking in. He told me this. Robbie Ross told me this about 3 or 4 hours ago, and my brain had already forgot it. Robbie Ross, channel member, trailer arm handle is broken. Plus, I have a clearance slide out. Previous driver not reporting, which makes me furious. That's right. I remember now. So Robbie was doing a drop and hook, and evidently the previous driver didn't do a pre-trip or post-trip. It had a broken handle for the landing gear, and it had a clearance slide out. And it does make you furious because they're cutting into your time. What drivers don't realize is you can still drop the trailer, but just call breakdown and say, hey, I just dropped this trailer. It needs a clearance light and a landing gear handle. And they can be working on getting somebody out there to fix it so that by the time the next driver gets there, it's fixed and ready to roll. And in that case, had they done that, then when Robbie Ross called in and said, hey, my trailer needs this and this, they could say, yeah, we've already got TA on the way. He should be there in about 20 minutes. And it's a lot less breakdown time. But guys now are just like, that's the next guy's problem. I don't care. And that's part of what's wrong with trucking right now. And heaven forbid if Robbie was one of those guys that he didn't check his equipment, then he's going down the road and he gets pulled over because the cop sees a clearance light out. And then they notice he doesn't have a good landing gear handle. And all of a sudden he's getting put out of service or getting a ticket. And all of this could be avoided if everybody just take 10 minutes and walk around their trailer real quick. At least get the obvious stuff. You don't want to get under there and measure your brakes. I get it. But at least make sure all the lights work. Make sure there's no audible air leaks. Make sure all the tires are inflated. Things like that. Make sure it's got mud flaps. Channel member Gary Cook, did you sell your piano? No, let me walk to the other room of the house and I'll show the piano. Everybody likes my piano. There you go. Now I'm in my living room and the piano is present. Diesel down. That was me. I dropped it off because I don't have time to be fixing stuff. I got to be making money. Well, there you go. Trucking up. I get it, man. I think the most important thing we want to say about that, make sure you take your 30-minute breaks in the fuel island. And heck, if you need a shower, go ahead and get one while you're in the fuel island. Those drivers that need fuel will wait for you. Also, leave all your trash in the parking lots. Truck stops appreciate that because it gives them employees. It gives, they can hire people to clean up your mess. Also, make sure your dog defecates where everybody walks. That's also really cool when people do that. And it's dark and you step in somebody's dog crap. All of those things show that we as drivers put the F in professional. All righty, we're caught up on the comments, and it didn't take us long today. So while we're here, let's give it a thumbs up on these videos. Right below the screen there, you'll see where the thumbs are. Give me a thumbs up. Heck, if you hate me, give me a thumbs down. That still helps. And make sure you're subscribed. A lot of people are not getting notifications and stuff. I don't know, maybe unsubscribe and resubscribe and see if that fixes it. And share this video on your social media platforms. Hit the title of the video. It'll drop down a bunch of other information about the channel. And all of those things would be greatly appreciated. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? It gets so dang hot in here when I'm doing these videos. Are you hot, Paula? Hang on a second. Let me go over by the piano and turn the air up. I opened this thing up the other day too. That helps. Oh shit! Just leave it. That'll get some air in here. I'm gonna get demonetized for the language, but I just broke the air conditioner. We'll fix it after the show. That's another thing. You can't, after you have a stroke, you can't control your strength. You either have way too much or not nearly enough. And Red Raider Reloading says, well, hell, the tire guy's here. All right, now we're going to get some answers. Let's see what the tire guy tells you. Red Raider, after you talk to him, let me know what he says, how long you're going to be there. Robbie Ross, channel member, set up pee bottles and go bowling in the parking lot. There you go. That's how you team build. That's how you get camaraderie among truck drivers. Get out there. Are you on the Wi-Fi? Because it's like getting real.
No, I don't.
That's how you build camaraderie among truck drivers. Set up your pee bottles and have a little bowling tournament out there. Gary Cook, channel member, how's Scott doing? I hadn't seen him since he came and got the truck and trailer. Hadn't talked to him on the phone either. As far as I know, he's doing well. I'm still going to try to get him on the show at some point once things calm down a little bit, which brings me to something else I need to talk to you guys about. So the other day, I met a 90s, let's call a B actress at my hometown that I grew up in, where I went to high school. She's opened a restaurant there. She's an actress, a comedian, a chef. She's done quite a few things in her life, and she would like to come on this show. She has vegan food. She also has pizza. She also has hamburgers, and she has. I was telling her I did the Impossible Whopper, and you guys got a kick out of me eating that. And she would like me to try her vegan hamburger and give my opinion on them. And I told her I would consider doing that. But what I need to know from you guys, is that something y'all would like to see in a recorded video format? Or is that something you guys would like to see as a live stream? And what I would do in either case is I would go to her restaurant and film everything there. And I think it's going to be pretty good. She's got a pretty interesting story to tell. I was listening to her when she was talking to other patrons at the store. And so let me know if you think that'd work better in a live video format like this, or if you think it would work better as a recorded video. And there's always the option to do both. And what I could do is maybe try the vegan whatever it is, vegan or whatever kind of. Is that what it is, Paula? Is it vegan? Anyway, I could try the hamburger and do a reaction video recorded, and then I could interview her live. Those are always fun because you never know what people are going to say. She doesn't know what the questions are. She's done a lot of stuff around here on local news channels and things like this, but she was really excited about coming on here and talking to you guys. And I can set that up pretty quick, actually, if that's something that you guys would be interested in. Well, I'm probably going to do it either way. I just wasn't sure which format would work better. Robbie Ross, channel member. So it's announcing Robbie Ross has been a channel member for 5 months. Wow, congratulations. That would make you one of the original channel members. Congratulations and thank you. He's been a channel member for 5 months, but he's been a friend for a lot longer. I think we're going on about 3 or 4 years now. Corey Oatley, channel member, do it live. All right. And Roger Berry says, channel member says live would be great. He put love, but he meant live. And yeah, Red Raider, I was trying to keep a little mystique to it for now, but yeah, that's it. So we'll get her on here and we'll talk to her. She was in one movie. And I watched that movie last night, and she's super friendly. The food was pretty good, and so I'll bring her on and talk to her. She was wanting to schedule it the day I was there. I had a regular cheeseburger, and it was pretty good, but she really wanted me to try her vegan products. Robbie Ross, channel member, do a segment like David Letterman did. Have a bottle of adult beverages, have some fun with it. I would have to see if that's allowed down there. I don't know yet, but and I don't know what she's comfortable with. I don't know, but we'll look at all those things. And Roger Berry, I hate autocorrect. Me too. I'll have a sentence that's structured perfectly, and right when I hit send, it'll change it, and it makes it sound like I'm illiterate or I can't compose a sentence. It'll put periods in the wrong place and do all kinds of stuff that's not real handy. All right, since I've already gone through the spiel of liking and subscribing and all that, I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to type questions, and then I'll jump right back into them. Looking on my phone, because sometimes you guys send me text messages. All right, let's see. Gary Cook, channel member, since your stroke, do the doctors have you on any special diet? Has your appetite changed, or is it still the same? So, no special diet, but they basically said you've been diabetic long enough. You know what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat. Obviously, you want to avoid sodium or things that could increase your blood pressure. I'm taking a baby aspirin. I'm taking a blood thinner. They want you to, low carb, all that stuff, but nothing specific. They just said be careful, try to exercise when you can, things like that. While moving out of this camper, I'm getting a lot of exercise, trust me, and running everywhere. Hey, Robbie Ross, channel member, gifted 5 Trucker Todd memberships. So the way that works is YouTube will select 5 people to receive a free membership based on their activity on here, how much they comment, how many thumbs up they do, things like that. We've already got the 5 people. Let's congratulate the 5 that got their free ones, and thank you to channel member Robbie Ross for doing this. We've got Sierra Bravo Exterior Cleaning, Ohioan Trucker, Craig Hutchison, Tracy H., Scorpion Trucker. So congratulations to all of you on your free trial Trucker Todd membership. I believe it's good for 30 days, if I remember correctly. Let's get back up here into the comments, but thank you for that, man. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see. Yeah, I just did that one, so we're here. Sierra Bravo Exterior Cleaning says, greetings from Scotland. Moving to Georgia in August and thinking of signing up with Swift. I had a lot of success there. Anytime you get with a big company, you're going to hear good and bad, but they treated me pretty good. Man, I would love to hear about Scotland. That's one of those cool places I'd like to go one day. Robbie Ross, channel member, happy to share membership love. Thank you very much, my friend. And we're going to have some more exclusive content here really soon. I'm just trying to land the plane. Once I get the plane on the ground, the fun will begin. Deontay Butler checking in. Hope all is well. Yeah, we're getting there. That's why I put the title as Turning the Titanic. It's happening slowly. It's a big process to overcome all the things I've had happen in the past 12 months, but I think we're going to do it. And I said a couple of videos ago that I didn't think there was any way I'd be able to come close, income-wise or otherwise, to what I had. But some opportunities have opened up recently that I might actually come out on top and doing even better than before, which would really tick off the trolls, and that alone would make it worth it. Gary Cook, channel member, a friend of mine had a stroke and he lost the use of his left leg. Yeah, they were amazed when they would come in my room that I didn't have any permanent physical damage. They'd say, "Can you move everything?" And I'd say, "Yeah." And they'd act kind of like they were shocked, and they'd push down on my legs and tell me to push up and ask me to move my fingers. The only thing that got me was the tongue twisters, but honestly, those would have probably got me before the stroke. And so, yeah, he said that all of my strokes were really, really minor, and they think I'm going to make a full recovery. So that's awesome. And I just wish there wasn't that stupid DOT rule that I had to wait a year. But I understand why it's there, because if it wasn't there, there'd be drivers that find doctors that say, yeah, you're good to drive. And then there'd be accidents and things like that. So we'll see what happens this next 12 months. But there's room for optimism right now for sure. Red Raider Reloading, the first autocorrect we had was called Wife Girlfriend, LOL. Yeah. My wife still corrects me all the time, don't you? Sierra Bravo Exterior Cleaning channel member says, thank you for the membership. Again, thank you to Robbie Ross for those 5 channel memberships. Those are awesome. If anybody else wants to do that, click the little $sign down by where you put your comments, and it'll tell you how to do that. Gary Cook, channel member, looks like Swift has a terminal near Houston. Yeah, Swift, as far as I know, has 3 Texas terminals. They have Houston, Lancaster, Texas, and El Paso. They also have one in Oklahoma City, which is pretty close to Texas. But all of those, with the exception of Houston, are over 300 miles away. Houston's about 550, 600 miles away. So, but yeah, they've got several Texas options. Oh, and they also have one in Laredo. Channel 19 says his company is helping him get hazmat. I'm done with this oil field crap. Yeah, it's probably, if you get out of oil field, it's probably going to be a lot more steady. When times are good, you can make a lot of money in the oil field, but it goes in cycles. And I know down here in Odessa and Midland that guys will, I think my signal's probably pretty choppy. Can you hear it okay, Paula? Or you just hear me talking? But down here, they'll go out and buy these big pickups and bass boats and huge houses, and then a couple of years later, they're selling them at rock bottom prices because the market has collapsed. Y'all let me know how the sound's going, because the picture's really, really choppy. We may have to switch internets here. Robbie Ross, channel member, says, Sierra Bravo, my pleasure. Thumbs up. Gary Cook, channel member, it's hard to believe that the Titanic has been underwater for over 100 years. Yeah. I almost had a bad joke there about my finances being under the water, but you get it. Let's see. Sierra Bravo Exterior Cleaning channel member. Man, I had a stroke in 2020. left my right leg fairly messed up, so I'm hoping I can still pass a physical. Yeah, you may have to get some additional documentation from like a neurologist or a cardiologist. I'm not an expert on it. I'll be able to talk more about it in the coming months as I go through it myself. Robbie Ross, channel member, I had a long conversation with a bigwig, told me today they pay a nickel more a mile and will pay for it. I'm considering it. Oh, for hazmat? Um, maybe. I don't know if it's worth it because, like, if it's the same company I think it was, they told me that less than 1% of their loads were hazmat or less than 5%, something like that. So it'd be one of those deals. If you was in the right place at the right time, it might be worth it. The problem is, anytime you put those placards on the side of your trailer, you're just begging DOT to mess with you. Also, if you've got a scale bypass system like DriveWise or PrePass or something like that, you still have to pull in the scales when you're pulling hazmat. So it's not something I've ever really wanted to get. Again, I had it until they came out with all the new rules and I let it go. There was a large distribution center here in Lubbock that had some pretty good runs if hauling auto parts, if you had your hazmat. And at one point in my life, driving a day cab, I thought about getting it for that, but I've found there's plenty to do without having it, so it's not something that I'm interested in right now. Nicholas Earl, are you going back to trucking? I would love to. The problem is, after having a stroke, you can't drive a truck for a year minimum. And so we'll have to see what happens over the next year. It depends if I have any more episodes, what my doctors say, things like that. But a lot of people don't think outside the box. And I'm not saying I am or am not doing this yet, but there are opportunities where you can still drive a truck in some capacity, either without a CDL or without a medical card. Some of those opportunities are like, I know a construction company here in town, and they have what they call the pit, and they're hauling gravel and sand and stuff inside that pit. And you could do that because you never get on a highway. Also, a yard jockey, a yard hostler type situation. As long as you never get on the highway, some of those options are available. So there's a lot of things like that that could be on the table. Not saying I'm going that direction, but you got to realize I've been given tons of options and possibilities, and I'm looking at every one of them and just trying to make the best moves I can that'll benefit me long term the most. Let's see. I see you changed your name back, says Nicholas Earl. I never changed my name. What's it? It's been Trucker Todd for a long time. I think since the beginning it's been Trucker Todd. We added the LLC on there at some point, but I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Are you going to be watching the eclipse? You should be in a good area, says Gary Cook, channel member. From what I'm understanding, you've got to be over closer to Dallas. We may be able to see a little bit of it here, but I don't think we're going to get a great view of it. My wife's been following the information on that a lot closer than I have, and I'm sure we'll try to catch it. But we're in far western Texas, over by Amarillo in that area, and so I think it's going to be harder to see where we're at. Gary Cook, channel member, Landstar requirements is for you to have hazmat. Yeah, I've just never had any interest in going to Landstar. It's just so I've never worried too much about their requirements. Robbie Ross, channel member, he told me it's Walmart loads hauling batteries, said when it's over 1,000 pounds. Yeah, that is true. If it's over 1,000 pounds of hazmat, you have to have placards and a hazmat endorsement. A lot of people think when it's hazmat that it's nuclear or something like that. Oftentimes it's batteries, certain chemicals, things like that. It's not always stuff that's super, super dangerous, but batteries, for example, are corrosive, things like that. So yeah, I don't not do it anymore because of fear. I don't do it because I don't want to mess with DOT any more than I have to. Channel 19, my company has several drop and hook contracts for hazmat. Is the only reason I'm doing it. It's more consistent. Well, it makes sense in your case. And, you know, it's like we always say on here, there's exceptions to every rule. And so I might sit here and say, I would never work for Landstar. Well, we all know that's not true. If I could get on that dedicated car parts deal like my neighbor used to be on, maybe I would work for Landstar. Things like that. I might say I would never get my hazmat endorsement again. But if I could get a deal close to my house like Channel 19 got, then maybe I would get my hazmat again. It's when I speak on here, I'm speaking broadly. And of course, the devil's in the details. I might do anything in the right circumstances. Nicholas Earl, oh, that's my bad. No, it's no problem at all. I was like, maybe I changed something and didn't realize I changed it. But the one thing we've tried to do with this channel is consistency. And so I've missed a few Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I try to do Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 Central every week. And I used to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday recorded videos. Quite honestly, that's a lot of time. And depending on which jobs I take or don't take, I may be able to increase the video output, but it's just too soon to tell. It looks like Monday is going to be a super big day. And hopefully by the Tuesday night show, I'll be at a point where I can share the direction I'm going and things like that, where my mind's at, things like that. But right now, it's a little early. And something that has hampered me a lot is having to move out of this travel trailer. It's taken a lot of time and been pretty stressful, to be quite honest. Anybody that's ever moved knows what I'm talking about. It's an ordeal, but yeah, the channel, we're going to try to keep it as close to what it is as what it is. Since I'm not driving 70 hours a week, I hope to put out a lot more news stories. It may become a lot more Asian Ma-like. Several of you have said you like when I do the news stories and give my opinion on the news. And so that's a way to do it. I mean, just because I'm not driving doesn't mean I can't have an educated opinion on trucking and what's going on. I did it long enough that I get it. And so yeah, that's probably the direction we're going. And some of these opportunities are going to provide me with a lot of opportunities to make videos and do things I never could do before. And we're pretty deep in negotiations now, so I think next week I'll have some good news to share. But all of that doesn't mean nothing if I don't get an apartment and all of that. So we got to take care of that monster first. A saying my wife has heard me say a lot here lately. Good grief, I can't ever get my hat straight because it's backwards on the screen. But a saying my wife's heard me say a lot lately is one problem at a time. And so the other day we were talking, she said, I just feel overwhelmed. There's so much to do. And I said, one problem at a time. And so that's how we're attacking all of this. We're fixing one thing, moving on to the next, fixing that, moving on to the next. And we're getting there. I put a pretty big dent in it today, and I think we can get it done. I'd like to finish Friday to where the weekend I can go see the grandkids. And Easter Sunday, we're going to my uncle's house, going to have some KFC and hang out. And I initially told him I could probably only come over for an hour or two. But if we get all this done, I might be able to stay over there a little longer and actually relax for a couple hours. We'll see. All right. We're caught up on the comments again. We're at about 47 minutes. If y'all got something else you want to talk about, throw it up there. We'll get to it. Please have something you want to talk about. Otherwise, my wife's going to put me back to work. She's going to have me packing boxes and going out to the shop and unloading it and all of that good stuff. Let me do this one more time, just so that I don't get in trouble for not doing it. There is the GoFundMe link. Even if you don't want to contribute, there's a video on there of me talking. You can hear the story and all of that. Robbie Ross, channel member, it's opening day. Glad baseball is back. Yeah, my dad and sister are huge baseball fans, and I'm sure they're over the moon right now. All right, it's getting pretty quiet in here. I guess I'm going to go ahead and check out of here. You guys have a great night, great weekend. If I don't come back on here, we'll catch you on the next one. Y'all take care. Thanks for everything, y'all, the thoughts, prayers, contributions, all of that. I really appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.